This week, I am pleased to introduce a book titled Overcoming Social Anxiety to you all, which is translated into Khmer as Overcoming Fear. This book provides valuable insights on conquering fear and building self-confidence. Last week, I discussed a book focusing on introverts. If you find yourself as an introvert who is fearful of social interactions and struggles to communicate with others, this book is highly recommended. Before delving into the details, let us consider some scenarios that may resonate with individuals who experience social anxiety. For instance, entering the workplace and feeling intimidated by the boss, avoiding eye contact, and struggling to engage in conversation, or meeting new people and feeling unsure about how to greet them, resulting in awkwardness and silence. Additionally, declining invitations to social gatherings out of fear and discomfort. If these situations resonate with you, it may indicate that you are dealing with social anxiety. What distinguishes social anxiety from introversion? While introverts may prefer solitude or small gatherings, social anxiety involves a deeper fear of embarrassment, failure, and judgment from others. It is an aversion to social interactions and a hindrance to forming connections with others. In a society that thrives on communication and socialization, overcoming social anxiety is crucial for personal growth and well-being. Social anxiety is a common issue that many individuals struggle with in today's society. However, there is hope. Through the guidance provided in this book, we can learn how to overcome our fears and become more confident in social situations. The author, Helen Hendrickson, a renowned psychologist and social psychiatrist, shares her personal journey and expertise to help readers understand the root causes of social anxiety and how to effectively manage it. Susan Cain, author of Quiet, praises this book as a valuable resource for those looking to conquer their fears and pursue their goals. The authors believe that social phobia is not a mere weakness in humans, but a crucial function ingrained in our nature to safeguard ourselves from harm. While it is essential for a safe and orderly society, these fears can become overwhelming, leading to unnecessary anxieties. Instead of attempting to eliminate it, the key is to master the art of controlling it. We categorize the key themes of this book into two sections. Section 1, Understanding Social Fear. Section 2, Managing the Condition. Part 1. At first, the author introduces a character named Moe, who is a lawyer. Moe regularly attends meetings at work, but he never participates in the discussions. One day, the chairman of the meeting addressed Moe, saying, "I've noticed that Moe always attends the meetings, never absent, but never shares his opinion. Today, please speak up and share your thoughts with everyone. Let us hear what you have to say." At that moment, Moe found himself in a state of shock, unable to articulate his thoughts whenever he encountered others. It wasn't that he lacked opinions, but rather that he was hesitant to voice them, choosing instead to remain silent and listen. Determined to overcome this fear, Moe diligently prepared for days in advance, jotting down all his ideas in a notebook. However, when the time came to present, he was overcome with fear, his body trembling, his eyes vacant, and his words failing him. To add to his embarrassment, his colleagues eagerly grabbed his notebook to read aloud, leaving Moe feeling even more mortified for not being able to read his own work. This situation is not merely a case of social anxiety, but a serious psychological issue that requires attention. It is important to note that fear of society is distinct from introversion. as even extroverted individuals can struggle with social fears. Introverts, on the other hand, do not experience the same irrational anxieties in social settings. While they may prefer to leave gatherings early, they do not dwell on their words or actions once they are home. To address the issue of social phobia, it is essential to understand its root cause. Contrary to popular belief, being fearless and overly brave can also indicate mental health problems. Striking a balance between being too scared and too daring is crucial in maintaining emotional stability and healthy relationships with others. By cultivating self-regulation skills, individuals can effectively manage their fears and anxieties. The human brain plays a significant role in processing fear and anxiety through the amygdala, a small almond-shaped organ located behind the lens. This organ acts as a warning system, alerting us to potential threats and prompting immediate reactions in dangerous situations. However, it is important to question why certain social situations trigger fear responses, while others do not. By examining the underlying concerns associated with social phobia, individuals can begin to address and overcome their fears. The most common source of fear we encounter is our appearance. We often worry about dressing poorly, being overweight, having unattractive hairstyles, or making mistakes in front of others. These concerns led to a lack of confidence in our appearance. Another source of fear is our attitude. Many individuals feel less friendly, less talkative, and less approachable, which contributes to their lack of confidence and fear. Additionally, struggling with communication skills can also instill fear in us. Feeling embarrassed to interact with others, lacking confidence in social situations, and displaying insecure body language are all factors that contribute to our fear of society. Lastly, personal fear plays a significant role in our feelings of apprehension. We fear being judged, seen as weak, or perceived as scared by others, intensifying our sense of fear. Upon deeper reflection, we realize that these fears are merely surface-level concerns. What we truly fear is the judgment and evaluation of others. We fear being perceived as inadequate, unintelligent, or incompetent, which leads to a deep-seated fear of others' opinions. The fear of not meeting expectations, especially in public settings, further exacerbates our feelings of apprehension. Throughout history, our brains have evolved to view discrimination as a threat. The fear of being judged, ridiculed, or excluded has been ingrained in us as a means of survival. This internal voice of doubt holds us back from taking risks and pushes us to stay within our comfort zones. This defense mechanism, shared by both humans and animals, has helped us navigate the complexities of society and ensure our collective well-being. Just as a coyote instinctively flees from a tiger or a crocodile, we too have learned to avoid potential dangers and maintain a sense of security. While humans possess a higher level of intelligence compared to animals, our social behaviors are not so different. We have learned to coexist, cooperate, and establish norms that promote harmony and stability within our communities. The fear of social rejection has shaped our interactions, instilling a sense of caution and accountability in our actions. Despite the challenges it presents, this fear has also fostered empathy, understanding, and mutual respect among individuals. A recent study conducted by a University of Pennsylvania student on a group of over 20 individuals aged between 19 and 30 to reveal that the more time individuals spent on social media, the greater their social anxieties became. Additionally, we witness how reckless comments, profanity, and irrational insults from strangers can tarnish the reputation of celebrities who have worked hard to establish themselves, leading to feelings of discouragement, job loss, and reluctance to engage with the public. The constant psychological pressure can even drive individuals to contemplate ending their own lives. This sheds light on the root cause behind the increasing popularity of individuals grappling with social issues. Social anxiety is on the rise, but is there a way to address it? In this second part, let us explore the social anxiety toolkit and its contents. The root of our fear stems from the fear of rejection and exposure, leading us to suppress our actions and words, and refrain from speaking or acting. In essence, we fear that others will perceive us as inadequate, prompting us to withdraw and avoid being seen. While a healthy level of fear can facilitate effective communication, the excessive pressure and fear in today's society leave us feeling exhausted and unhappy. As French author Michel de Montaigne observed over 500 years ago, people are full of worries about things that never happened, and most of them never happen. So why do we worry about things that have not yet occurred? It is due to the judgment in our hearts that triggers our anxiety. But can we prevent this from happening? No, there is a book titled "Don't Think of That Elephant." When we try not to think about something, it continues to occupy our thoughts. If we cannot control our thoughts in this manner, is there another solution? The book offers various solutions, and upon opening the treatment box, the first instruction is succinct: learn to perform. Within this box, 2 additional tools are included. The first tool involves engaging in a conversation with oneself. This entails envisioning a scenario and creating different characters. For instance, the person whispering in your ear that you are unworthy is portrayed as a relative, while 2 other characters, a friend and a supportive figure, encourage and advocate for you, affirming your worth and readiness for the trial. The lawyer may inquire about the potential consequences of a situation, the likelihood of those consequences occurring, and how to mitigate them. For example, in the case of moi, he could consider the impact of a negative outcome and how to build self-confidence. It is important to consider the perspectives of others and to focus on self-comfort, including positive thinking, self-monitoring, and self-motivation. Moi's experience with his friend as support serves as an example of self-comfort in action. The second step following the initial one, which teaches us how to behave, involves learning how to craft a narrative. How exactly should this narrative be constructed? Jot down the activities that make you anxious. Challenge yourself repeatedly until you become accustomed to them. If you are embarking on a business venture and require funding to sustain your operations, facing rejection from potential investors is inevitable. To avoid disappointment due to an unsuccessful pitch, consider investing in a reliable capo. This precautionary measure certainly won't hurt. The book Conquering Fear that I discussed with you this week has reached its conclusion. Finally, we arrive at the segment where we delve into finding a middle ground. Social anxiety is not an abnormality or an inborn flaw. It is only natural for individuals to experience fear in response to the uncertainties that surround us. In fact, this sense of apprehension is a mechanism that prompts us to be cautious and alert, enabling us to survive to this day. However, excessive anxiety can hinder us from pursuing our aspirations, depriving us of numerous opportunities in both personal and professional realms. Upon recognizing our social anxiety, our primary objective should be to learn how to manage it to a reasonable extent, as complete eradication is not feasible. The author introduces two therapeutic approaches, the first being performance-based learning. Through this method, we acquire the skills to engage in positive self-talk and discover ways to console ourselves when faced with fear. This self-comfort technique is structured into 3 phases: fostering positive thoughts, self-assessment, and self-encouragement. Lastly, the author advises us to document the reasons behind our fears, the root causes of our anxieties, and our genuine apprehensions. Transform this narrative into a story, memorize it, and rehearse these scenarios. By doing so, when confronted with reality, you will be prepared and less susceptible to fear.